To go over the informational research project that we're working on. You'll be creating an informational brochure. We'll research, plan, and create a brochure about a potential career. This topic may be a career you have already chosen or one you may be interested in, but you're not sure about. You have three formatting options. You can create a brochure or a pamphlet. You can create a PowerPoint, or you can create an article that is more like your traditional essay, but will include those informational text features that you'll be learning about in this unit. So I have three outlines or templates that can help you as you create your project. Keep in mind that this is just an overview of what your final projects will look like. We will break down each component of the researching process together. So if you choose to do the career brochure, your traditional pamphlet, then I have a template for you. You'll of course want to take out the suggestions. You might want to change some of the titles, take out directions and all of that. You'll delete all of that so that you have your space to create your project and add your own style and flair. But you'll want to create or put in a photo or a graphic, resize to fit it as needed, make sure that you caption them. The first person sharing spotlight is when you find an interview or a story about someone in this field. So share their story by summarizing or by using direct quotes. Retitle this section, or as I said, any of the other sections as you see best fits your project, whatever makes it relevant, fits your style, your personal flair. Be sure to add the person if possible. About the author, this is you. This is your brief biography, who you are, where you're from, what your interests include, what you do in your free time, and of course, what led you to choose this particular topic. A picture of yourself or your avatar or a drawing of yourself. This will give your audience a sense of who is giving them this information. You'll also insert an image or a collage of images. You can insert a picture by using the copy or the Control plus C and the paste buttons, of course, or Control plus V. You'll also include your research sources. So for informational text, we'll often find endnotes. So the formatting will not necessarily be in MLA format. So for your project grade, I'm just looking to see if you've used credible sources for your information. Make sure that you list your sources by author or creator. Include endnotes throughout your brochure to show where you got this information. And there's a sample brochure that I will give to you that will show you examples of each of these components of your traditional brochure. Of course, make sure you title your brochure, include a subtitle if needed. The background of your topic, define the career choice. What is your job really all about? The history of it, any important dates. Insert a graphic related to the career, include a caption if it helps the reader to understand what is going on in the picture or the table or chart. Famous or significant people in this career area, give the names, feats of accomplishment, and why they're important to know about. Feel free to add more text boxes to the columns to add more graphics. Remember to delete any extra boxes, directions, or suggestions from your brochure before submitting your final project. Getting there, this is the training, education. What other knowledge will your audience need to know to enter this field? What are some of the places you can go to prepare to learn this trade, the career, etc.? It's all at least three places. Tell where they are and what is unique about each choice. And again, feel free to add more text boxes to the columns or take out text boxes if you need more space to fill in some of the core information about the job that you're researching. Free space included, of course, here where you can add fun facts, more details, another graphic, an infographic, for example, a chart, statistics, whatever important information you need there. This document is set up for 3 columns, so you can change that under layout, but all of your fonts should match and be easy to read. Use colors, backgrounds, and graphics wisely. You don't want to overcrowd. Don't make it hard for the reader to read the text. You want it to be very clear and straightforward. You can change the color in a box by right-clicking somewhere on the page and then choosing Format Shape, and this might make a box stand out. Career statistics, you want to also make sure you're including average starting pay, the average salary for experienced workers, the projected need or growth for people in this career area as well. And again, there's a sample brochure that I have, which is completed, that can show you how all of these boxes should look or give you an example of different ways in which you can be creative with your formatting and those sorts of things. If you choose to create your brochure as a PowerPoint presentation, you'll notice that it has all of the same information, just organized by slides instead of boxes. So I won't read through all of it again for you. It is the same information, of course, the title of brochure, the subtitle. Be creative with your presentation, with your title, or straightforward, but you want to make sure that your title at least includes the title of your career. So I would encourage you to include pictures, infographics, anything that would be useful in understanding the information presented on each slide. And of course, the about the author will be your biography and your image as well. Background of the topic, defining your career choice, the history, all of that. So the information here is the same. It's just organized by slide instead of boxes. So you'll just fill in the information. And this is just some of the basic information you'll need. You can add more career statistics, more information about getting there. You might want to add an additional slide about a couple, trainings or education. If there's some place that you need to go next in order to get into the career, if you're doing a military career, maybe you want to add a slide about the ROTC, about a college that you might be interested in going into as well, or a military school that you're looking at. So you might want to include extra slides within here. So as with the brochure in Word, you can add extra boxes and things like that into your brochure. You can do the same thing by adding extra slides here. So if you want to take a little extra time and research a college or a trade school or something like that, that would help you to be able to get into this career, you certainly can include additional slides into this presentation. Famous or significant people in this career area. So again, this slide, if there are significant folks that are in the career that you're interested in, you might want to include some information about them as well, especially if they are role models or inspiration for you. Experience spotlight, again, looking for information, an interview or a story about somebody within the field. Why are they important in your research? And free space. So in addition to the free space slide, you can create gallery slides as well if they help to present your information and help your audience better understand your career. You want to include as many informational text features as possible throughout your project. So feel free to add or delete more slides or text boxes to the slides to accommodate your pictures and or graphics. You might also want to add additional slides for more information so that your slides aren't too busy or your font isn't too small because you've put too much information. So if you need 2 or 3 getting their slides, or there are 2 or 3 famous or significant people you want to talk about, feel free to add a slide for each of those people and try to keep information relevant to one main idea. Remember to delete the suggestions, the tips, the directions from each slide before submitting your final project. So obviously this slide here, you would probably delete it once you go back and check that you have all of that information. The source slide, of course, create those endnotes throughout your project. You wouldn't use MLA formatting in this type of project, but you will maybe include a note for where the source came from, and then list your sources alphabetically by author, creator, using those endnotes throughout your presentation. If you would like to create something more like your traditional article or essay, I have an outline that you can use. Research project outline has all of the same information, just organized within the outline format so that you can fill all of that information in here, and then that will help you to create each paragraph. So think of each point as something that you're looking to include. Some of them might be a few of the paragraphs that make up the body of your work. So of course you want the title and or the subtitle. Not every project necessarily needs to have a subtitle, but if you'd like to include one, you certainly can. You'll want to include a paragraph or 2 about the author, your brief biography will go here. So again, this might be 1 to 3 paragraphs maybe of information. And then you'll want to include background information about the career, filling in all of these bullet points, which might make up a couple of paragraphs as well. Include a graphic related to this career. So again, it's not your traditional all-word essay. It is more like maybe an article that you might see online, or a blog that you might see online, where it provides you with some information, but includes a text box with trivia, or it includes a pie chart or a graphic of some sort that helps you to understand the information. So you can format your essay article by inserting images along with the relevant paragraph or paragraphs. So you can mess with the formatting that way. Once you insert the image, it might mess up your text. So you'll just want to format your images to make sure that they're either wrapped around the text or in line with the text, whatever visually looks appealing and makes sense to you. And if you have questions about that, I can help you out with that. You'll also want to include information about getting there, again, education training, what is required to get into this field, some career statistics, and again, you're still looking at either famous or significant people, and including that first person spotlight about somebody who is experienced in the field. You'll also need to include your resources at the very end of your article. Don't forget to use those endnotes throughout your writing as well. And again, please feel free to refer to the sample brochure to see how endnotes work within an informational text and examples of what the resources would look like. So even if you're not doing the brochure, that example shows you all of this information in a completed project. If you have any questions or concerns about your project, definitely ask those questions. But we will break down the process of research writing together in order to make sure that you have everything that you need to do very well on this project. But more importantly, get the most important information that will help you decide on a career. Even if you find out by the end of the project that that's not the career for you, you can repeat this process for another career that you're interested in, to look at what do you need to do, what are your steps after high school to get into the job that you really want, so that you can wake up every day and go to a job that makes you happy. If you need anything, let me know. Otherwise, we will continue to talk about your project together.